Hey guys, so I've been reading this book called You're a Badass by Jen Cicero, and every morning something that I do is I get up and I do my workouts, as you know, and I have been struggling with that lately, but and then I plug into a little bit of personal development. About a year ago, I started doing, just 10 minutes a day. Now I do Audible on it, so I'm constantly kind of rewiring my brain. And this morning I was reading about a chapter in this book called Love the One You Is. Um, and it talks about basically if we really love ourselves, everything in our life works. And as crazy as it sounds, when we're born, we have an instinctual understanding of, the most important basics of life. That includes, um, our instincts of how we breathe, when to stop eating when we're full, that we don't really care what people think about how we dance, and we're singing and we know how to play and be creative, and love without holding back. And then as we grow older, we grow and we learn from people around us, what we're surrounding by, maybe what we hear on TV or on the news. And we start to replace those instincts with these negative false beliefs or fear, shame, and self doubt, which is really, really sad because I know myself, we all do this. And we wind up just being emotional and physical pain. And either then we start numbing ourselves maybe by food or drugs or alcohol. And, I have really been trying to relearn everything and kind of starting from the beginning. And as I was reading this chapter, it's really talks about some key points of things that I do, and I really wanted to share them with you and thought maybe it would help you guys as well. Um, you know what? It's crazy that without a doubt we invest everything in what we've got in believing that we're not enough, that we're not good enough. But why aren't we investing in we are awesome? That we're awesome people. Um, we arrive as these perfect little bundles of joy, and then we set off task and we start to learn how to unlove ourselves. How sad, right? Um, so imagine what our world would feel like if everyone would be like if everyone loved themselves so much that they were not no longer threatened by other people's opinions. That's the kind of world that I want to live in. So number one thing that she talks about, um, how you can kind of win yourself over again, is the first one is appreciate how special you are. There will never be anybody exactly like you, as awesome as you. You're given special gifts and talents to share with the world. And even though everybody has gifts and talents, nobody will use theirs quite the same as you do. You have a way of being in the world and a perspective that's unique to you. You're the only one who thinks the thoughts the way you do and the way you think them. You've created your own unique reality and are living your life according to your own unique path. You are the only one that will ever be you. You're kind of a big deal. Now, how cool is that? That no one else is going to be like you. That you are your own person. You are awesome. You are unique. You're beautiful. Number two is drown yourself in affirmations. Now, this sounds kind of silly, and something that I put off for a long time, but I started doing it and it really does help. Um, so you don't have to say them to yourself in the mirror. You don't have to hug yourself or buy a special, journal and lock it up or anything like that. All I want you to do is we're trying to just rewire our brains to think differently. And that's what positive affirmations can do for you. What do you need to hear most? And repeat them all day long in your head when you're driving your car, maybe when you're pretending you're text messaging or something like that. Under your breath, where you're waiting in line at the DMV, write them on post-it notes and stick them all over your house, your mirror, your car, your refrigerator, so you see them every single day. Um, and then what I want you to do is write those positive affirmations down and repeat themselves 10 times every morning and then 10 times before you go to bed and say them out loud. So, and one example might be, my heart is open, love pours in and out. Or another example is, I receive all the good that life has offered me. I am brilliant, bright, and beautiful. So those are just a couple of examples. Whatever works for you. The more emotional you feel around what you're saying, the more powerful it will have to bringing more positivity and change into your life. So you might have to get a little bit emotional, and that's okay. Um, in the beginning, you might feel like you're lying to yourself, and but the truth is that these affirmations are going to get you back to the truth. So um, you really want to feel it, and if you get worked up by it, then it makes it even better. So number 3 is do things that you love. So what do you love doing? Don't deny yourself of the people, food, things, experiences that you love. Do you love going out to a concert and listening to music where you feel alive? Then go do it. Make time and go do it. If you're the kind of person who puts everyone else's needs first, um, then you're being and you have you're being a personal assistant to other people. Start putting yourself first. You deserve it. They might be a little bit hurt at first, but those who you are being their personal assistant, they'll still love you, even though that they might be grouchy about what your choice is at first. Not because you're not waiting on them hand and foot, but go ahead and go have your kids empty out the cat box. Open a savings account, hire somebody to do your laundry, and then take care of yourself and that awesome person that you were meant to be. Number 4 is find a replacement. So we've gotten so used to our negative knee-jerk reaction to ourselves that we never think to question it. Simply take them as the whole truth and nothing but the truth, which is really sad. But the more that we become aware of these thoughts and these patterns and when they come up into our mind, the more that we can change them. We start to pay attention to it. So what runs across your mind when you look in the mirror? What happens inside you when someone totally is succeeding at something that you really want and you'd love to have, but you never let yourself try? What do you think when you walk up to a group of really good-looking, successful people? Or what happens when you try your best to do something and you fail? Notice the thoughts that run across into your mind when you're thinking about these things, and come up with a new and improved response. So, for example, if your first thought is when you look at yourself in the mirror is "eek," change that and say, "Hi, gorgeous." Do not spend your life clinging to the insulting decisions that you've made about yourself. Instead, make the conscious choice to replace them with new and improved ones. Number 5 is ditch the self-deprecating humor. So, like making fun of yourself, it's so basically making fun of yourself so you think that people will like you or so you're fitting in. But it kind of gets old fast, right? So it's like by making fun of yourself, you're begging yourself to think that you're a loser. Really harsh, right? It's like hitting yourself over the head with a crowbar. And so who would want to do that to your awesome self? What you need to tell yourself on a daily basis is more powerful than you know. Seemingly harmless jokes that you might seem to think that are harmless, but over time, these words become our beliefs. And our beliefs become our actions become our habits, and our habits become our reality. So push yourself to come up with a new script. You'll thank yourself in the end, I promise. So let the love in is number 6. Receive compliments gracefully. I know it's hard to do. I struggle with this every single day. It's really hard. It's something that when somebody compliments you, it seems like it would be one of the simplest things to do. But somebody might say, "Oh, I love your shirt." And I'd say, "Oh, this radial thing?" Well, I'm just going to say, "Thank you, period, end of story." Take the compliment and just receive it. Another thing is take care of your body too. We run around all day working, just being busy all day. But what we need to do is do things that like get massages, go work out, move, stretch, nourish our bodies, and take care of our bodies in the right way. The better our bodies feel, the happier and more productive that we're going to be. Number 7 is don't compare yourself to others. And I struggle with this every single day. It's hard. Have you ever done something that you're so proud of and you feel on top of the world about it, and then you see that somebody else has done it similar, and then all of a sudden you feel kind of sad. Um, the comparison is the fastest way to take all the fun out of life. It's none of your business what other people are doing. All that matters is that you're enjoying yourself and pleased with what you are creating. Um, it's your uniqueness that makes you awesome. So deciding that someone else's uniqueness is better than your own isn't exactly being your own best buddy about things. Um, you are enough and avoid it. Avoid comparison like it's the plague. And number 8 is, I'm almost done. I know there's a lot of them. Forgive yourself. And this is really hard, but is so, so important. This is something that we did when I went to Danny Johnson a couple months ago in July, and it just feels good, that forgiveness. Maybe you screwed up in the past, but you're going to screw up again. Get over it, because you're a better person for feeling that guilt and for holding on to that guilt, or making yourself a sadder person, or feeling bad about yourself. There's an excellent way that you can do it. So think of something that you feel really bad about. Call it into your mind, and repeat this over and over. And this might take days, months, or years of doing it, but however long it takes, do it, because you want to be free and you have put in the time, and it will happen. So here's what you can repeat to yourself. Holding on to my bad feelings about this is doing nothing but harming me and everyone else, and preventing me from enjoying my life fully. I am an awesome person. I choose to enjoy my life. I choose to let this go. And again, repeat this until you feel that sense of freedom, that lightness around you, this issue that you might be feeling. And then the very last thing is love yourself. How awesome is that? Just love yourself, because it's the holy grail of happiness. So I hope that maybe you can take a couple of these, and don't start working on all of them at once, but maybe just a couple of these, the next time that you look yourself in the mirror, tell yourself how beautiful and how gorgeous you are. Maybe start looking up a couple of positive affirmations today and posting them all around your house, doing those 10 times in the morning and 10 times at night. And I really hope that this helps you love yourself and find your true happiness, like it has me. And I'm excited to hear about your experiences. So I'll talk to you guys all later.